Since 90s, companies in the Western countries have been outsourcing so many things. Earlier it was accounting, now it's technology. They have been constantly outsourcing things to India. Earlier, the only reason was cost. Now, the situations have changed. Of course, cost is a matter, but the other point is that you get more bunch of talented people in India in the same technology you want. Tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Facebook have a presence in India since really long. They really believe that setting up a development center in India is really cost effective and more efficient. In this video, we are going to talk about the points to consider to set up a development center or hiring resources in India. Now, before we go into the next step, we first need to understand that what are the main things you need to consider while hiring a resource or outsourcing a project. Point number one, you should be a part of hiring process. So if you're hiring dedicated resource, it's really important that you are a part of dedicated resource hiring. You take the interviews of the resource and you choose the developers you want to be in your team. Not just that, you should know the developers inside out. You should know what level of skills that they are having, what level of technology they have an ace in, and what is the efficiency of each of the resource. Apart from that, if you're hiring it from an agency, you should know the authenticity of the agency. Whether the resource belong to an agency or whether they have contracted their employees. This doesn't end here. You need to have a complete transparency between the agency or the resource and your company. The agreement need to mention each and everything very precisely. The next point is to make sure that the companies are authentic in terms of government registrations. You need to check the registration papers. You need to see if they are complying any ISO certificates. The two major ISO certification in an IT company are ISO 9001 and 2018 for quality management system and ISO 27001 and 2018, I guess. Yeah, that's for information security management. About that, in the process, if we see, you need to have control on the resources. You need to have complete reporting. You need to have daily reporting from each of the resource so that you can make proper decisions. You need to know that what modules they are working on, what resource they are working on, what features they are working on, so that you can decide that what would be the set of tasks you will assign them tomorrow or next week. You should also know the framework. So there need to be a complete transparency, not just in the development, but the whole development process. You need to review the coding every single day or every single week to make sure that the code quality has not been reduced. Apart from that, they at least need to have single layer of testing and QA before submitting any job to you. Whether it's a dedicated resource, whether it's an completely outsourced fixed cost project. You need to make sure that the things have been tested at least once, not just the development testing, but a QA level testing of a single round is been done, so that when the things come to you, you have a better transparent pictures and you have at least a good quality product in front of you. Now, if any of the company is fulfilling all these points, then let's move towards the point wherein I'm going to discuss why India should be your destination to hire dedicated resource or outsource a fixed cost project. Now let's talk about why you should hire a team from India or outsource a fixed cost project to India. The first reason is cost. If you compare it with Israel, Australia, or any other country, you'll see a huge difference in cost. With that, you get a better quality as well. So that is going to save you at least around 60% of the cost or at least 50% of the cost in the overall process. Apart from that, India is the second largest English speaking country. So you're not going to have any communication gap. Of course, when I say any communication gap, that is comparative. So in the overall process, you're not going to have major communication gap because it's the second largest English speaking country. Third point is flexibility in the timing. There are so many companies, even Ibiixo, you do not have to bound in their time zone. We have resources who will be available in your time zone to communicate with you and to update you. In most of the cases, we even have developers to work in your time zone. That is the flexibility you get in India. Apart from that, if you see global reputation, you will see that India holds a very good position in global reputation when it comes to technology company or logical software development. Even companies like Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and so many other companies have development centers in India, and none of them can be wrong, right? If we briefly see on the points, one is cost effectiveness, second is less legal complication, third is more control, fourth is communication, fifth is time zone difference, sixth is quality, Seventh is the availability of QA team and the QA resource to verify the work. I guess that are more than enough, right? So considering these points, most of the companies make a decision to move to India, whether they are setting up a complete offshore development center, we can help you in that as well, or hiring a dedicated resource, or outsourcing a fixed cost project. I hope this video helped. In case you're looking for any software development, hiring dedicated resources, or setting up an offshore development center, you can get in touch with us at sales@ibiixo.com. You can reach me personally on +91 99137 96777. The same number is on direct line and WhatsApp as well. See you soon in the next video. Signing off from Ibiixo. My name is Deep.